Here are 13 practice problems on quadratic equations. Now, I'm not gonna lie, these are basically the exact same thing as nonlinear equations and desmos. I don't know why I didn't just shove these in that other video too, but I guess we're doing this separately. As per usual, I'll link these questions and the answer key in the description, so if you want to work ahead, you can go and do so. Now this one, I do feel like going through all of them just because these are so easy. You can just put them in Desmos, and there's only 13 of them. So, if you do need more help, I will be going through every single question. But if you need further clarification, feel free to ask me. Anyways, let's get started with question number 1. Here we have this quadratic, and they're asking what values satisfy the equation above. Now, these are going to be your solutions. So normally, we're seeing these square roots, right? That would mean that normally you would use the quadratic formula. However, why use that when you got desmos? Alright, let's plug in that equation. X squared minus x minus 1. And we get that our solutions are whatever those numbers are. But all we have to do is plug in our answer choices into Desmos and find out what the decimal equivalent would be. First up, we know it's not going to be 1 or 2 because these are not whole numbers. We also know it's not negative 1/2 because that's like a little over 1/2. So our answers are either going to be C or D. Now let's plug those into Desmos. So 1 plus square root 5 divided by 2, that's 1.618. And that is one of our solutions. So let's keep going. Then we have 1 minus square root 5 divided by 2. That's negative 0.618. And that's also one of our solutions. So since both of these match up, our answer will be C. You could solve this by hand by using the quadratic formula, but once again, all you have to do is type this stuff in Desmos and boom, just like that, you're done. The D1 Desmos crunch strikes back again. Question number 2. Here we have this quadratic, and they say that one solution to the equation can be written as 1 plus square root of k. Then they're asking us to find the value of k. Once again, normally you would use the quadratic formula, but let's plug it in Desmos. X squared minus 2x minus 9. Now we know that our solutions are either that number or this number. We also know that it can be written as 1 plus square root of k. So let's type that in, 1 plus square root of k. Then we'll add in our slider. Now, we don't actually have to do any sliding because they give us answer choices. So let's just plug in each of our answer choices until one of them match up with one of our solutions. So first up, let's make k equal to 8. 3.828, does that match up with either of these? No, it does not. So A is not our answer. Let's make k equal to 10. 4.162, does that match up with either of these? It does. That means our answer will be B, because this number right here matches up with one of our solutions. Just for funsies, I'm gonna go through the rest. Alright, k equals 20. 5.47. Alright, that's either of them. And then 40. 7.32. That's either of them either. So once again, our answer is B. Question number 3. Here they give us this equation, and they ask us which of the following is a solution. So first, let's plug in this equation. 2x squared minus 2 is equal to 2x plus 3. Now we get that our solutions are either negative that number or this number. So right off the bat, we can get rid of A because it's not 2. Now let's start plugging in all of these into Desmos and see if any of them match up with either of these numbers or either of these solutions. 1 minus the square root of 11. Okay, we do not have a negative 2.316, so B is not our answer. And then 1/2 plus the square root of 11, so 1/2 plus square root of 11. 3.816, does that match up? It does not, so our answer is not C either. Which means it's C because it's the last one, but let's plug it in. Just to check. 1 plus square root of 11 divided by 2. That's going to be 2.158. And that does match up with one of our solutions, so our answer is D. Question number 4. Here they give us this equation, and they ask us for the product of the solutions. So we have to find our solutions and multiply them together. Now there's two ways that you can do this. The first one is that you can recognize this is an intercept form, which means that our solutions are just going to be the opposite sign. So here, our first solution would be x equals 4, and then here, x equals -2, and then here, x equals +1. So if we multiply all of our solutions together, we get 4 times -2 times +1, which is equal to -8. So our answer will be D. Of course, you could also put this in desmos. Let's type in our equation, x minus 4 times x plus 2 times x minus 1. And then we get that our solutions will be -2, +1, and +4. So if we multiply all of these together, -2 times +1 times +4, we get that it's going to be -8, which is the exact same thing as what we got here, solving it by hand. Now it does not matter whether you want to solve it by hand or if you want to use desmos, just do whatever is more comfortable for you. Question number 5. Here they give us this equation, and they tell us that the product of the solutions is KAB. Then they want us to find the value of K. Now here, since we have two variables, we cannot use desmos, but we can use a little trick. So if you remember, whenever you have an equation in the form ax squared plus bx plus c, the product of the solutions, that's gonna be c over a. So here in this equation, our a value will be 57, our b value will be 57b plus a, and then our c value will be ab. Now if we plug that into this equation, c over a, we get that c over a is equal to ab over 57. Now it's also given to us that the product of the solutions is KAB. So this is also equal to KAB. Now we're going to be asking ourselves, what is AB being multiplied by? Well, when you're dividing by 57, is that not just the same as multiplying by 1 over 57? So here, AB divided by 57 is also equal to just 1 over 57 times AB. So here the value of K will be 1 over 57, which means that our answer will be A. Question number 6. Here they give us this equation, and they ask us how many distinct real solutions does the given equation have? Well, let's plug into desmos and find out. So x minus 1 squared is equal to -4. And here you'll notice that nothing pops up. And if you remember, whenever nothing shows up, this means that there are no solutions. However, if you wanted to, you could put both sides of the equal sign into separate equations. So we could rewrite this as y is equal to x minus 1 squared and y is equal to -4. And here you'll notice that it's a lot more clear that they never intersect or that it has 0 solutions. So our answer will be D. Question number 7. Here they give us this equation and they tell us it has one solution. Then they ask us to find the value of C. So first things first, let's plug that equation into desmos. -9x squared plus 30x plus C. Now we're going to add our slider. And normally, you would start sliding, right? But here, they give you answer choices. So just plug in the answer choices. So first up, A, C equals 3. This one has 2 solutions, so it's not going to be A. C equals 0. This one also has 2 solutions, so it's not going to be B. C equals -25. This one has exactly 1 solution, so our answer will be C. And just to check, let's do D as well. -53. And now our equation has no solutions, so it's not going to be D, which means that once again, our answer is C. Question number 8. Here they give us this equation and they ask us to find the sum of the solutions. Now if you remember, whenever you have an equation in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c, the sum of the solutions, that's gonna be -b over a. However, the problem with this equation, that does not look like ax squared plus bx plus c. Now if you wanted to, you could go distribute it and do all of that to make it into this form. Or it would be a lot faster to just use desmos. So let's go ahead and type in our equation. X times x plus 1 minus 56 is equal to 4x times x minus 7. And we get that our solutions are that number and 7. So whenever a number ends in 667, you can probably guess that it's going to be 2/3, right? So that's going to be 7 plus 2 and 2/3, so 2.667. Hold on, let me just make it look like that. Alright, so we get that our answer is going to be 29/3. Now, once again, I just want to point out, if your point ever has the decimal points 0.333 or 0.667, more likely than not, actually I'm pretty sure 100% of the time, 0.3333, that's just 1/3. And then 0.667, that's just 2/3. Now the problem is, if you just type 0.667, that's the fraction that's going to pop up. And if you just type 0.333, that's the fraction that's going to pop up. So instead, if you want to make it count as 1/3 or 2/3, what you're going to do is just put a whole bunch of 3's like that. And then you'll see that it's now 1/3. And then as for 2/3, you're just going to put a whole bunch of 6's. And then it's going to count as 2/3. So that's what I did here. I had 7 plus, hold on, can I not type? 7 plus 2.667. But once again, the fraction would be whatever that is and not 29/3. So instead, get rid of that 7 and put a whole bunch of 6's, and we get that our answer is now 29/3. Question number 9. Here they give us this equation, and they say that the sum of the solutions is k times 4a plus b. Then they're asking us to find the value of k. Now, once again, if you remember, whenever you have an equation in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c, the sum of the solutions is going to be negative b over a. So here in our equation, our a is going to be 64, our b is going to be negative 16a plus 4b, and then our c is going to be ab. Now if we go ahead and plug in our values into this equation, we get that negative b is going to be negative 16a plus 4b over a, which is 64. Now I think you can tell, but these two negatives are going to cancel each other out. So now we're left with 16a plus 4b over 64. Now the next step is that we can actually simplify this. And we can do that by just dividing every single value here by 4. So 16a divided by 4 is 4a. 4b divided by 4 is just 1b. And then 64 divided by 4 is 16. Now it's also given to us that the sum of the solutions is equal to k times 4a plus b. So we know that this fraction that we just got, 4a plus b divided by 16 is equal to k times 4a plus b. Now we're going to be asking ourselves, what is 4a plus b being multiplied by? Well, is dividing by 16 not the exact same thing as just 1 over 16? So here, 4a plus b divided by 16 could just be rewritten as 1 over 16 times 4a plus b. So now the value of k is going to be 1 over 16. So our answer is k is equal to 1 over 16. Question number 10. Here they give us this equation, and they ask us what the sum of the solutions is. Well, we literally just did a whole question on this. So whenever we have an equation in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c, the sum of the solutions is going to be negative b over a. Here in our equation, 1 is going to be our a, because once again, whenever there's nothing next to the x squared, there's technically an invisible 1. B is going to be negative 40, and then c is going to be negative 10. So negative b over a is going to be equal to negative 40 over 1. Once again, the two negatives cancel each other out, so we're just left with positive 40, which means that our answer is going to be 40 over 1, or just 40. So our answer is D. Of course, if you don't want to remember negative b over a, you could just put it in desmos. So x squared minus 40x minus 10. We get our two solutions will be 40.248 and negative 0.248. So if we add those two up, 40.248 plus negative 0.248, we get that the sum of our solutions is going to be 40, which is the exact same thing as what we got. Now, I just said that if you don't want to remember negative b over a, you still should actually, because I guess you need to know it for this past question, but if you didn't want to use on this question, you could use desmos. Not this last question though. Question number 11. Here they give us this equation, and they're asking us for the solutions. Now I think you can tell, but all of these answers, they look like they're in the quadratic formula, but we're not using the quadratic formula, the freak. Alright, let's put that in desmos. 6x squared plus 5x minus 7. And we get that our two solutions are those numbers. Now let's plug in each of our answer choices into desmos and see if they match up with our solutions here. First up, we have a negative 5 plus or minus. Actually, I have no idea how to do plus or minus, so I think you just have to type them separately. Square root 25 plus 168 over 12. So that's going to be 0.741. Is that one of our solutions? Oh, it is. Okay, let's do negative 5 minus now. So I'm going to copy and paste that. Negative 5 minus. Negative 1.574. Oh shoot, that's also one of our solutions. So our answer is going to be A, because both of these match up with our solutions. Dang, that's lucky. I don't want to type the rest of those anyways. Question number 12. Here they give us this equation, and they're asking us for which of the following values of b would the equation have more than one real solution. So they want two solutions. Why did they not just say two solutions? Why do you say more than one? That's so Anyways, let's type that equation in desmos. 64x squared plus bx plus 25. Let's add in our slider. And once again, since they give us answer choices, we can just plug those numbers into desmos. So b equals negative 91. And this one has two solutions, so I guess our answer is A. Dang, lucky again. Just for funsies, let's go through the rest. B equals negative 80. Alright, that has exactly one solution, so it's not going to be B. B equals positive 5. That one has no solutions, so it's not going to be C. And then B equals 40. This one also has no solutions, so it's not going to be B, C, or D, which means that, once again, our answer is A. Question number 13. Here they give us this equation, and they say that A and C are positive constants. Then they ask us how many times does the graph of this equation intersect the graph of this equation. So once again, let's put this in desmos. So our first equation, y equals ax squared minus c. And then our second equation, y is equal to a plus c. Now, since they didn't give you any numbers, you can actually just put in random numbers for both a and c. The important thing though is that just keep them positive. Don't go into the negatives. I'm just put them as 100 for funsies. Alright. Oh shoot, wait, what the hell? Wait, did I go too high? Wait. Oh, hey, look. Oh, I guess I did. Okay. Anyways, here you'll notice that the graph intersects at 2 points. So intersects 2 times. Alright, that's going to be all 13 problems on quadratic equations. And you notice that basically every single one of these are the same as nonlinear equations in desmos, and that they can all also be solved using desmos. Now there is only, I believe, 2 questions that you couldn't use desmos on, and the first one was this one, and this one you had to find the sum of the solutions, and you had this equation right here. So remember negative b over a. And then you also had this second one somewhere, oh right here, which was the product of the solutions, and you had this equation. So remember c over a. Once you remember c over a and negative b over a, you're basically set for quadratic equations. Everything else, you can just put it in desmos. Good luck studying, and I'll see ya.